flawless ng ipasok, galisin ng hinugot.
Mga ka-trivia, ito ang ating second day dito sa New York para sa ating New York episode ng ating Bible Triviador. At kasama ko sa video na ito siyempre ang mga lugar na pupuntahan namin at yung pinamang questions para po sa episode na ito. Meanwhile, atin ang panoorin yung magagandang spot dito sa New York.
Mga ka-trivia, habang amin hinihintay ang schedule ng aming oras para umakyat sa observation deck ng Rockefeller Center, ay uungkot muna ho kami din malapit sa Rockefeller Building. Napansin ko ang mga kalapating ito sa gilid ng kalsada, ay excited silang lahat sa mga pagkaing ibinibigay sa kanila. Mukhang ang spot na ay palagi nilang pinupuntahan para mag-almusal. Kasasaya wala silang pakialam sa mga taong dumadaan at mukhang hindi naman din sila naaalinganga sa ingay ng mga sasakyang yaot dito sa kalsada. Akin tuloy na alala ang isang Bible verse na nasa Matthew 6:25-27. At sa verse na yon, ang sabi, sa verse 25, sabi doon ay, "Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes?" At sa verse 26, ito naman ang sabi, "Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they?" Ay, napakaganda, no? At sa verse 27, ito naman ang pangungusap ng Panginoon. "Can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour in your life?" Siya nga naman. For me, it makes a lot of sense kasi ang Panginoon naman ay hindi talaga nagpapabaya sa kanyang mga anak. Kung hindi niya hinahayaan ng mga ibon, ayon sa Biblia, tayo pa ba mga tao na pinagbuwisan ng kanyang buhay? Pero hindi ibig sabihin ay uungkot na laang tayo at hihilatang parang si Juan Tamad na nalaang at hinihintay na bumagsak ang bayabas sa bibig. At pag tayo ay humingi, do not expect God to deliver it to us, dahil after nating humingi, the next step is to seek and you will find. God has the provisions and He wants us to seek for it. I believe that the very reason why it seems like we do not acquire what we ask for is because we stop after we ask and we never move to seek for it. God provides for us if we seek for it. Hindi naman nais ng Diyos na tayo maging kalay. Ang ibig sabihin ng kalay ay tamad. Nako mga ka-trivia, kayo parang nag-sermon Anyways, pakiusap ko lang ay pakisubscribe naman, pakishare at like ang ating mga video sa Bible Triviador channel. Wala naman gastos at abala kung pipindutin natin ang subscribe, like at share. Dahil ang panonood ninyo, pagsa-subscribe at pag-share ng mga video ng Bible Triviador ay nakakatulong kayo sa pagbibigay katuparan sa Magallanes SDA Academy.
Okay mga ka-trivia, sa likod ko ay nariyan mo ang Central Park. Yan ang Central Park na yan, sikat sa New York City. Isang park sa gitna mismo ng city. At yan pinapakaraming tao lagi, araw-araw. At yan yung malaki, isang hektarya yan. Parang 3 point something or almost 4 square hectares. Square kilometers. I mean, hindi ko alam, basta malaking-malaki yan. Makikita nyo. Mamaya bibisitahin namin yan sa katayo na namin pagpunta rito sa New York. Kasi yun yung pinapangarap ng asawa ko na marating ay may narating na ako yan. Okay mga ka-trivia, so yun po yung mga lugar na aming pinuntahan at bago po natin bigay ang mga questions, atin muna panoorin ang mga kasagutan naman kung sa nakalipas.
Okay na po mga ka-trivia. After all of those mind-squeezing moments and wasting several pages of papers. Do they have the right answer or worth the waste? Or but we will discuss every answers when we don't know whether they get it wrong or they get it right. So the first question last week was under the disarray category, and it says China scored in tons. Do you have an answer for that?
Oh yeah, 2 Corinthians.
Will it be a big check or a big X? What do you think? Mga ka-trivia, their first answer, 2 Corinthians, is a big check. Yeah, you got it right. The first answer is right. It's a big check. 2 Corinthians is the right answer. So China is scored in tons. When you reshuffle those letters, reassemble them, or put them in proper places, it will come up to 2 Corinthians. You can see that on the screen. Now, what is 2 Corinthians? 2 Corinthians is a book written by Paul, and the actual central message of this book is the description of God as the Father of all mercies and the God of all comfort. Paul is able to write this kind of book that shows the mercies of the Father and the comfort that He can give while He is suffering. You know, it's very ironic. How could you speak comfort and how could you speak mercies on the middle of your suffering? It's very unique. It's very ironic. He also presented in this book, and he was able to emphasize the relationship between suffering and the power of God in dealing with human suffering. And he sees that most people, when they are like experiencing suffering like this, the tendency is to mock God or to blame God or to move away from God. But Paul is different. He comes even closer when he is suffering this kind of thing. So that is a very good book actually, mga ka-trivia. Keep reading that 2 Corinthians, and you can find a very good inspiration on that book. Now, the next one. Let's see if they can crack this. Fire Sim Waste Month.
I believe it's the wise man from East.
Are you?
Use all the letters.
You use all the letters. Are you sure of that?
Yeah, well,
You didn't miss anything.
I don't think so.
Because the wise man from the East is a big check. Now, what is that wise man from the East? No, mga ka-trivia, wise man from the East is commonly known as 3 kings, but actually the Bible didn't say 3. The only reason why we say 3 kings is because of the gift that they have. But the Bible is not clear whether it's 3 or what. But the thing is, it's not about the numbers. It's about their sacrifice in traveling so far just to see Jesus lying on a manger. So for those of you who want to see or to know what happens to these wise men from the East and what is their participation in the birth of Jesus Christ, then Matthew chapter 2 is the book you should be reading. Next, math concept. Last week, and this is the given one. It is 8 letters. 1 and 2 is the omega and alpha of English alphabet. 3 and 4 is a musical note. 5, 6, 7, 8 is a track between one place and another, or the direction in which something is moving. Let's see. Do you have an answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you? Are you sure of your answer?
Yes.
I'm hoping so.
You're hoping so. And what is your answer?
Based on the given clue, we came up to the word Saripath.
Okay, she said Saripath or Sarepath, and that is the third correct answer for this episode.
And we passed 2. We passed 2 correct.
So Zarepath, some of the Bible translation they use it 9, like Zarephath. Some of the translation is Path, simple as that. Or other translation they write it like Sarepta.
So different.
Yeah, the different translations, but
different.
it's the same place, yeah. And what is Sarepath? You remember Elijah when he was hiding from King Ahab?
Yes.
Yeah, he was, and then the raven is supplying him food, and then when he got out of that brook because the brook had dried up,
yes.
he came up to this town.
Oh.
And this is where he met that lady,
Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah met the lady here, and he say, "Hey, I need something to eat," and the lady says, "We don't have any but this."
Oil.
The oil,
No, that's not the oil. It's the flour that they have.
Last.
That is their last.
Yeah.
The widow.
Yeah, it's the widow. Yeah, right. And you know, because of the love of God, and because even in this very difficult situation, they were able to share the food to Elijah. And you know what God did to them? Since that time, starting that day on, the pot where they keep the, what they call that, the flour, never empty, never run dry, never run out of it. And that is something that is so amazing.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah, it's a very good story actually. You can see how the power of God works. That story of Sarephat and the lady and Elijah, you can find that on 1 Kings 17, 7 to 16. You can read that and you will see how the goodness of the Lord works miraculously on that particular part of the life of Elijah. Now, biblical riddles po tayo mga trivia. And what was the last riddle given to them last week? Ito po yun. He endured a soldier, a gravity defier. Do you have an answer?
My answer is Peter.
No! Are you sure of your answer?
Well, I can. Well, based on the story that I know about Peter, when the soldier arrested Jesus, like Peter or Simon Peter, like hurt one of the soldier, the ears, I think, using a sword, and then the other one is defying the gravities when he was walking on the
Water?
on top of the water.
Whew! Mga trivia, the fourth correct answer. That's the fourth correct answer. And she is exactly right. He injured a soldier, then he cut the ear of a Roman soldier, and he became a gravity. He defied gravity when he walks on the water. Where can you find those unique story of Peter? 1 John chapter 18. That is where you can read the incident where he cut a soldier's ear.
Okay.
And then Matthew 14, 22 to 33 is when he walks on the water.
Okay, we passed two.
One last question and we will see whether they can get it all right because they have 4 out of 5. Right? Okay.
You can do it.
Champion, this is the last riddle last week. Champion and dreadful warrior defeated by a food delivery boy.
I said it was Goliath because he is a soldier and David was a delivery boy to his brothers that delivered food to him.
When did he deliver food to them?
Just before the battle.
Do you think your husband's answer is correct?
Well, he has a point because when it wasn't his intention to fight if it's the warrior or the giant on that day, but he was just his father was asked him to bring food to his brother because his brother was one of the soldiers.
So that means he came there not to fight.
Not to fight.
But to deliver food.
But ended up.
But he ended up getting the courage from God to stand up.
The last and final answer is correct. Yeah, mga ka-trivia tickets, 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
You know, it's David was not there to fight. You know, he was there, just like you said, to deliver the food because his father asked him. And you know, but there was a challenge given to him by his father. If you notice that on the story, before he get there to the camp, you know what the father said? Bring me some kind of proof. And you know what? It's the best proof that he brought. Goliath's head.
Here we go.
He said, "Here we go. I got it. I got him." Yeah, mga ka-trivia, ako. Some of us, many of us, are fighting like battles that seems to be very impossible to conquer.
Yeah.
Just like David, how could you think like a shepherd boy killed the dreadful warrior. It's not because of him, it's not because of his tactics, it's because of God. And every time we have these battles to fight, remember David, because how God helped David to be an overcomer of that situation. He will do the same thing to any one of us. And where can you find that very inspiring story of David? 1 Samuel chapter 17. We might be fighting different kinds of battle, but remember, when God fights with you, there's always a victory.
Guys, nandito po kami sa Rocky Feather Plaza. Ito po mga bandinang nakikita nyo, mga flags na nakikita nyo. Yun po yung mga flags ng iba't ibang state, ng buong ng lahat ng state ng US. So, andito po sa gitna mismo ng Rocky Feather Plaza. Okay, ito po yung ating question.
Meron po tayong tatlong category na gagamitin ulit. Meron tayong biblical bugtungan, meron tayong math concept, at meron siyempre tayong disarray. Habang akin pong ininanarrate, binabasa ang bawat questions, ay inyo namang makikita yung iba't iba pang mga shots at videos na aming kinuha dito pa rin sa aming adventure sa New York. Ang atin pong unang category ay biblical bugtungan. Pakinggang mabuti, basahing mabuti, andyan po yan sa screen. Flawless ng ipasok, galisin ng hinugot, ay nagkakahugotang maigi. Doon pa lang panahon ng Biblia, uso na rin yung mga hugot. Akala kayo ngayon lamang sa ating panahon. Ay inyong isiping mabuti mga katrivia, at inyong basahin ang inyong mga Biblia at inyong hanapin, ano ba ito? Saan ba ito? Sino ba ito? Nako, ano kaya itong biblical bugtungan na itong may mga kinalaman sa mga hinuhugot? Ito ho ang biblical bugtungan number 2. Itinago ang kaaway na dumaan sa kanyang bahay, kaya nakalibre sa pinsala at kamatayan. Aba, ay ano ba ito? Taksil? Kaaway ba ito? O kaibigan ba ito? Mga katrivia, atin hong tingnan at ating alaming mabuti. Ano ba itong mga pangyayaring ito? Sino ba itong mga taong sangkot dito? Saan ba ito? Naku. Atin hong bukluting mabuti ang ating mga Biblia at atin hong hanapin kung ano ang sinasabi ng bugtungan na ito. Question number 3 para sa biblical bugtungan. Hating gabi ng tiniak ang inosenteng assistant, patig para sa amo, may malagim na wakas para sa kanyang mga anak. Aba, ay ba't bagay on? Inosenteng assistant daw. Kung kailang tulugan ay saka naman tinitiak o tinatawag. Ang sasabihin lang naman pala ay merong masamang mangyayari. Aba ay parang kakaiba ring isang atin hunting ng magaling. Ano ba ito sa Bible? Sino ba ito sa Bible? Saan ba ito? Ito ba kayo pangyayari? May mga tao bang sangkot dito? Nako, atin hong discoveryhin.
Mga katrivia, ito pong ating sunod na katanungan ay dito po natin sasabihin sa harap po ng fountain na ito. Ayan. Kami mag-asawa ay napagod na sa kalalakad. Kaya kami pumahinga muna dito sa harap ng isang magandang fountain. Medyo maingay lang, siyempre, tinig yung nagastos ng tubig.
At para po naman sa ating pang-apat na question sa episode na ito po ay manggagaling sa math concept. At siyempre, doon sa ating mga dating nanonood at mga sumusubaybay at mga subscribers natin, alam nyo na kung paano ito tumatakbo, itong math concept. Pero para doon sa mga bago na ngayon lang nakapanood, ayan, ibibigay ko po ang bawat clue ng bawat group of letters, maaring 2 or 3 letters, at papagsama-samahin nyo yan, depende sa pagkakasunod-sunod na babasahin ko, hanggang sa makuha ninyo ang sagot. Math concept, and this is 9 letters. 1, 2, 3 is a word used to express satisfaction, triumph, or surprise. Aba, meron bang ganong salita na sakop yung tatlo? Na feeling, satisfaction, triumph, or surprise? Ano kaya yan? 3 and 4 is an adverb used in comparison to refer to the extent or degree of something. Ayan, ako, kung kayo mahihilig sa English grammar, yung mga English teachers, mga mahuhusay sa English na subject, ayan, ay alam nyo kung ano itong tinutukoy nito na adverb. 5, 6, and 7 is a new instrument to achieve a significant GHG emission reduction is a new in the transport fuel supply chain. Significant GHG yung mga nag-aral naman ng mga chemical engineering in the transport fuel supply chain. Sigurado ito malalaman natin. Ano ba ito? Kaya 8-9 is a country officially declared independence on July 4, 1776. Ay, nako. Palagay ko'y ari ang pinakamadaling clue na given para sa math concept na ito. Ito'y alam na alam ng marami eh. Pag nabanggit yung date na sinabi, nako, ay alam nyo na ito. Punta naman tayo sa disarray category, ano? At ito po, yung ating given phrase or set of words or words, I prefer TST. Aba, ano ba yung TST kayang?
Okay mga katrivia, yan po yung ating mga questions para sa episode na ito. Siyempre ho, bago ako nagpaalam, tulad po ng ating lagi sinasabi, yung ating paboritong linya na ang taong mahilig magbasa ay siguradong marunong pumasa at ang taong magbabasa ng Biblia may natututunan na maganda.
Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter chapter 5 verses 6 and 7.